guys, it is Carl Brown, GuitarLessons365.com. Got a great one, a highly requested one today. We're going to learn how to do In My Darkest Hour by Megadeth. So this one, as with a lot of Megadeth, has a lot of rhythm guitar parts. So I'm actually, instead of doing all of them in one video, I'm going to actually split all the rhythm guitar stuff up in 2 videos. And then on the 3rd video, we'll take care of the solos. So there's just a lot going on here. Dave Mustaine is just probably one of the greatest metal rhythm guitarists of all time. And the fact that he can do this while he's singing is just pretty insane. But we're going to go through all these and all these sections in the order that they appear for the entire song. And a lot of them, there's 2 guitar parts going on as well. So some harmony work, everything. We're going to take care of all of that, and then we'll get to the solos. All right, so let's start here with the acoustic section, which obviously, this is not an acoustic guitar, but we're going to cheat it and just do it on a clean tone. All right, so I'm going to play through this, the whole intro here. So what I did here, we're in standard tuning, by the way, so nothing new there. Okay, so that section right there, so you're going to play this chord form quite a bit, and it's a kind of a big stretch. We have the low E open, then the 9th fret there on the A string, over to the 5th on the D, and then the 7th fret on the G string, and then open B, open high E. All right? All right, now let's do the pattern itself. When he first picks it, it's just across 4 strings. So starting on the low E string, just pick across the E, A, D, and G. And then the second time through, you're gonna go all the way across all 6 strings. And when you get to the high E, come back down all the way to the B and then the G. So that's before any of the band comes in. So with this all together. All right, and then we have the band comes in underneath that. So we're gonna have, let me switch to this distortion here. Just underneath it. There's going to be that going on underneath it. And then we have this little line. So Dave is saying, depending on what guitar he's using live, he just will have a 12. Sometimes he has a double neck where he'll play like a little 12 string, and he'll do the art parts on that, the arpeggio parts. And others, he'll just play it all on when he gets to the band kicking in, he'll do it like I did at the beginning of the video, which he just switched to, plays this arpeggio section with distortion. So he can go into that riff easily. So now let's start from there then. So underneath it, obviously we have the, but what Mustaine will be doing is this. Got that same chord shape. Turn that a little bit. So he basically did the second picking pattern where we started all from the 6th all the way to the 1st, back down to the G string. Now from there, go straight to the A string and pick across to the 1st string again. And then back to the B. So we have this. All right, and then we have all right, so that comes down to this power chord hit twice, a low E power chord twice, just heavily palm muted, and then we're going to start this little melodic line, which is also palm muted, so it's going to be that note B here, the 2nd fret of the A string. Then hop up to the 5th fret, then reach up to the 9th, then back down to 5. And then we're going to go 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 5. Kind of go back up. 7, 5 on the A, 9 on the A, and back down to 5. So we have this. we start over. Now at this part, we have the acoustic guitar goes into a little bit more extended chord work, and the progression underneath it also changes. So let me show you the progression underneath it first, and then we'll do that those chords that Mustaine does over at the arpeggios. So we have this underneath it. All right, so we just starts with low E open. Then the power chord off the 2nd fret on the A string up to 3. So this. Now you're going to move up another fret. You're going to pick the chord one more time and move up one more fret, except this one you're going to be stretched to the 7th fret on the D string. So 4th fret on the A, 7th on the D. So we have this. Then pick this chord again and go back to the 3rd fret power chord. And then you have that little melodic line, which is the lower part of a harmony guitar part here. So this is 3, 2, 0 on the A string to the 3rd fret of the low E. So all together. Repeat. All right, so what is going on top of that? I'm gonna switch to a clean now to show you the acoustic guitar parts at that section. It looks like this. Okay, so it starts with the same chord. So you pick from the 6th string all the way to the 1st, then come back to the B and just let it ring. And then the next chord, as when we do this, when we go to that and the chords underneath it, it looks like this. So it's the same chord shape we're doing, except now add the 8th fret on the low E string and then do a full bar with your index finger. So what I did, the picking wise, is just going to be picking the low E, A, D, G, then skip the B string, go up to the high E, and pick down E, B, G. So from this, it's quite a handful, really. All right, and then the next one's a little bit easier. You're going to do a full bar at the 9th fret. Now this is when it goes, you're going to play that chord up above it. So it's a full bar at the 9th, and it's just an A major chord, really, just the in first inversion. So we're going to have the 12th fret there on the A, 11th fret on the D, and 10th fret there on the B. And you can do the same pattern you did on the previous chord. So you're just picking across to the G string from the low E, and then high E through the G. Then back to the previous chord, but you really only need the 4 bottom strings. You're going to play that just across to the G, and then you're going to play the harmony. Now he likes to actually go down the A string. There's easier ways of doing it, but you can do it like that, but that goes with this. He's on top of it. But you want to get back up. Sorry. Metal guitarists aren't used to playing chords like that. All right, so from there we can go back to this riff. All right, so this is, there's 2 parts going on. They're both one's gonna be doing this 3, 2, 0 on the A string to the 3 on the low E, open E power chord. Then do that line again, into a first fret power chord. And the guitar part on top is going to be what we just did earlier, the 7, 5, 3, 2 open power chord, and the same notes again. And hit the first fret power chord. So those go together. All right, so from there we finally get to this kind of harmony riff, which once again has two different parts going on at the same time. All right, so the first one I'm going to play is the lower part, the lower harmony part, and then I'll do Mustaine. So the lower harmony part sounds like this. This is, by the way, happens at the 52-second mark of the song. All right, so we just got some chugging on the low E power chord for a while. And then we get to the actual riff itself, which starts with the same, just hit it, and then 3 palm muted hits. And then to the power chord at the 3rd fret, with a few hits there too, palm muted. And then we start the low harmony line, which is just 2, 1, 0 on the D string. And then 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 on the A. And then same thing in the low E. All right, so that is the lower harmony part. And then the part that Mustaine plays is, instead of going there, he starts with some double stops and then goes into the higher line. So it looks like this. All right, so tons of fun. So we're going to start the 4th fret there on the G, 5th fret on the B. Take that, move it up 2 frets. Then we have, and then, so that's 8, 7, 6, 5 on the B. And then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 on the G. So just go, and just drop back a fret on the last one. And then you play 8, 7, 6 on the D. Repeat. All right, then at the 1 minute and 18-second mark, we get to the verse. Sounds like this. All right, so just really kind of start on the low E chord. And then the power chord 2 to 3 on the A string. And he's still hitting the low E under it between the chords. Like this. And then when you're leaving that chord real quick, you just kind of you can just kind of do the 2nd fret power chord of the open A string. Repeat. Now up here we change it up. It goes 7, 6, 5 real quick off the A string, off the power chords. All right. And then go 7, 5, 2. And you're going to end it by going over the 3rd fret power chord and hit it once and then twice with a palm mute. Open A to the B power chord at the 2nd fret. And just go 3, 2 power chord for low E to end it. So we do this all together for the verse. All right, so just repeat that a couple of times. And then at the 1 minute and 51 second mark, we get to kind of a variation on this riff. And it sounds like this. All right, so we're gonna play just kind of the same. We're gonna start the same as the verse, and then we'll get. Just you're gonna hit the 3rd fret there a few times, just by itself. 3rd fret A string, palm muted. Over to 5 on the D, back to the 3rd on the A, and then to the 4th fret there on the D. And then you're going to do a hammer 2 to 4 on the D, pull back off, over to 3 there on the A string. Start over. So you do that twice. Then after you've done it twice, you go to the A power chord. And there's a quick little, he's the 3rd fret there, and then back to the open A, just the 3rd fret like this. Like that. Then take it to a B power chord at the 2nd fret. And then you're going to hit that a few times, palm mute again, and then we have this little lick. So that's hitting the B on the A string, then the 4th fret there on the G, back to the 2nd fret on the A string, over to the 2nd fret on the G. Then do a hammer on, pull off, hammer 0, 2, pull off to the open G there, over to the 4th fret there on the D. Look at this. Then back to the A power chord. And then it jumps, instead of going back to that B power chord, it goes right back to that lick off of the open A string. So it's the same lick. So I'll put it all together for you real quick. So we have this coming in for the whole part. And you're going to end it with this power chord at the 5th fret off the A string. Just palm muted quite a bit. And then 5, 1, open A power chord, 5, 1, 0. And then we get to the 2 minute and 10 second mark. It's kind of an extension of the verse, really. This is not a verse, chorus, pre-chorus, bridge song, as you can tell. There's just part after part after part. So really the only way you can tell, I can't really name these things, so I'm just telling you, 2 minute, 10 second mark is when this one comes in. It looks like this. All right, so that riff is probably pretty familiar already. So it's just the same thing that we did earlier, but you're just kind of continually keeping it. You're doing the low E stuff in between it. And at the end, 2, open. All right, now we continue with that, and then at the 2-minute and 26-second mark, we have a pretty challenging riff, and that's when he's saying things will get better. So it's the things will get better riff. So here's what it sounds like. All right, so that's going to start on just, this is a single note riff, so we're going to have, for the most part, down, down, up, down on the low E. There's a little tiny little speed burst in there. A little gallop. So down, down, up, down. And then you kind of want to look at it as this is the beginning of the single. Actually, just down, 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 up, down. That's what you started with. Okay? Then we get to the single note riff, which is just, this is going to be palm muted as well. 3rd fret on the low E string, open A, 1st fret on the A. So 0, 1 on the A, open D string, and then 1, 0 on the A. So with this. All right, then we just repeat that again. So all together, you do it twice. And then we're gonna do a 3 power chords. So that's just power chord off the 1st fret of the A, open A power chord, then the 3rd fret off the low E. And then you just repeat that whole riff again 3 more times. All right, so after that riff, we get back to this same riff that was at the 2-10 mark. So that same riff is going on, but live, Mustaine's not playing it. He's waiting because he has his own riff that comes in over this at the 3-minute mark. Now, this in the riff that he plays, so while this riff continues, he comes in with this riff, which is probably my favorite riff in the whole song. It's really fun to play, and it comes in at the 3-minute mark. It sounds like this. All right, so that one's fun. So we're going to start here. Remember, this comes in at the 3-minute mark. The other riff is still going on. We're going to start with this 0-2 on the D string, just to start the riff off. And then we actually get to the pattern, which is, it's the same thing repeated, just with the only notes that are changing are on the A string. So at first, we're going to play, after you do that 0-2, roll over and grab the 2nd fret there on the A string. So this is going to start the pattern. You're going to play the A string, 2nd fret, then 3-0 on the low E string, and then 2-0-2 on the D. So that's the pattern. Then repeat that again. Now you're going to do the riff again, but this time instead of the 2nd fret on the A, it's going to be the 3rd fret on the A, and you're going to do it twice off that one. Same riff again twice, but this time you're going to start with the note on the A string is going to be the 4th fret. And then back down to the 3rd fret version. And then you're going to repeat everything again. So starting with the 2 now. You're not going to start, repeat that again, but the little beginning there. So it's just from there, go right back to start over. So 2 first, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3. Once again, I have no idea how you sing over that, but it's hard enough to play as it is, but I don't know, whatever. So anyway, so that is where we're going to end here in this first rhythm video. Like I tell you, there's a lot going on rhythmically in this song, so it's going to take us a while to get through all of it. So I will see you in part 2, where we're going to finish up all the rhythm guitar parts for In My Darkest Hour. I'll see you then.